good morning, my dear friends. Welcome to the third episode of the Warzywnik campaign. This is the episode where I will invite you to create a vegetable zone in the children's hospital. If you want to see how this vegetable garden was created, how this zone was made, be sure to check out the previous 2 episodes. Today, as I mentioned, children will come here. We will have our first horticultural therapy class. We will also plant some more plants, sow vegetables, and have the so-called official opening of this zone. The main idea was to create a place like this in the hospital in Radzisov, in the rehabilitation hospital, so that children during their stay in the hospital could go out to this zone, relax, and for example, during horticultural therapy classes that are held here, plant plants, sow seeds, and observe how they grow. Therefore, I invited several partners to this whole project, the Vegetable Garden Initiative, who helped me create this entire zone. Thanks for watching. If you're interested in this kind of series, I encourage you to subscribe to the channel. Let me know if you think it's a good idea to create these kinds of zones, mini relaxation areas in places like hospitals or nursing homes. And later in this video, I'll show you some clips from the opening of this garden and tell you what we planted in the flower beds. The entire area that we created as part of the Vegetable Garden campaign can actually be divided into 3 smaller zones. The central part of this entire area consists of mixed perennial, herb and flower beds. And we are standing right in front of one of these beds, which has been planted with a variety of plants. These are plants that have an amazing scent, like basil or other plants such as marjoram. And they are supposed to spread this fragrance here. There are also flowering plants, and here we have yarrow, we have gaura, we have Patagonian verbena, and for example we have marigolds. All of this was designed in such a way to ensure there is really a huge diversity. In the spring, crocuses will appear on these oval flower beds, which were planted here earlier. And the whole thing will be further complemented by various grasses and plants like, for example, kupidinek or suchouska, which do very well in the conditions here, meaning in full sun. we wouldn't have been able to create these flower beds here without our next partner, Cronin Crocus. They provided us with really great soil products. These are regular potting soil. There's also compost, soil for herbs, and soil for vegetables. Because we found soil left over after construction here, we had to enrich it a bit. And all these products that we used here are really, really helpful. Thanks to that, I hope these plants will grow great here. And when we come next time to show you the results after 2 months, they will be really lush here and will bloom beautifully. The next part, which is really the most important part, is the so-called vegetable section. So the area where we place the raised beds. Raised beds made from prefabricated components from Betmar, our next partner. They work very well here. That's because the children who are here for rehabilitation often use wheelchairs, and we created a zone like this so they can easily roll up to these raised beds and work in them by planting plants. The lower vegetable beds, on the other hand, are intended for children who are simply younger. And listen, here's an extra tip as well. When you're planting these plants, when you're watering them, because that's quite important, you can't forget to give them a bit of fertilizer. Or even earlier, you can improve the soil a little bit more. That's why for the project for the vegetable garden campaign, I also invited the company Sumin, which provided us with really comprehensive, great products, such as various types of manure, fertilizers, and basalt meal, which is meant to improve the soil a bit. And if any pests appear, because I'll be watching over this area, we can even use various eco-friendly products. Because I can already see that snails have appeared here, so products from Sumin will work great. One of our partners in the vegetable garden campaign is the company TerraMove, which provided us with a robotic lawn mower so that the lawn always looks beautiful and fresh. So I invited a representative of the company for a short conversation to learn more about this robot. Tell me, what questions do customers most often ask about the robots?
Hello, my name is Hubert Lemansky. First of all, before I answer that question, I would like to say that we are very happy to take part in this unique initiative as Termopolska, that we can really help children and create this special garden together. It's a great initiative. As for the mowing robot, the Teramo V1000 for up to 1,200 square meters is installed here. Customers most often ask how such a robot can work if there is no boundary wire in the ground, it isn't equipped with an RTK antenna, and it doesn't have LiDAR. Teramo is next-generation technology. It's a next-generation mowing system. The robot operates based on a set of 3 cameras, so it will move around this lawn and recognize what is grass, what is edging, what is a flower bed, and what is bark. So the robot basically sees what we see, and based on that, it will recognize all obstacles on the lawn.
So if children leave some objects behind, will it handle that as well?
Definitely, because children will certainly leave some objects here since this is a garden. There will be rakes, shovels, so the robot will approach, recognize the obstacle, and avoid it. It will avoid it, then return to that area if the obstacle disappears from the lawn and mow the grass where the obstacle was.
You said that the robot works without cables, only using those auxiliary systems. And I have a question. If I have a garden 2 houses down at my mom's place and she has a small garden and I would like to take this robot and mow there, do I have to register everything again, move the whole device along with the docking station?
There's no need for that. We don't have to move the base. The base is there so the robot can dock and charge. The base also protects it from the weather. However, we don't have to move this base. All we need to do is take the robot, place it on any chosen lawn. It could even be the neighbor's lawn. Press basically 2 buttons, the OK button and the play button, and the robot can mow at our neighbor's place as well. It can be any lawn. The robot will begin and end its work in the spot we placed it.
Listen, our gardening season is coming to an end probably around the end of October. What should we do with such a robot then?
First of all, we can prepare the robot at the end of the season, right? And we should also take care of it on a daily basis. Well, a robot is a bit like a child. If it's dirty, it doesn't really mind. On a daily basis, we can use a regular garden hose or a cloth, a bucket of water, but the best way to clean the robot is with a garden hose. So we can spray it both on top and underneath. Yes, we can also do it underneath. Of course, the water shouldn't be at too high a pressure, and that's all it needs. We can use a regular brush to clean off the grass. Now, regarding the replacement of the blades, because that's also a very important issue. The app will remind us to replace the blades. We do this every 240 hours. We flip the blades to the other side with a Phillips screwdriver, tighten the screw, and we can continue mowing. And we can also replace such blades before the end of the season. That way, the robot will already have brand new, freshly installed blades when the new season begins. If we want to hand the robot over and not deal with it day to day, we can send the robot for winter servicing. In Poland, we have about 70 dealers across the country who can come to you. They can pick up the robot directly from your lawn, take it to their place, perform maintenance, and check all the components in the robot. When the new season starts, they'll return the robot, put it on your lawn, and start it.
That's great, since we don't have to handle anything ourselves.
Yes, that's right. From taking it out of the box to winter maintenance. From A to Z, full service.
Work is work, horticultural therapy has its place, but my friends, we can't forget that in such a space it would also be good to relax from time to time. That's why I didn't forget about it, and I invited another partner to join the project, the company Jagram, which apart from decorative obelisks also provided 2 beautiful benches here where you can relax, observe and smell. And that's really great, because in such spaces and in regular gardens there should be both decorative elements and those that allow us to relax. My dear friends, now that you've seen this whole area and all its elements, I invite you to watch footage from the official opening of this zone at the hospital. Listen, my dear friends, are you ready to use such a vegetable garden area in the hospital? Yes. Will you come here? Yes. And what will you do here? Plant. 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 And will you come here with a blanket to lie down on the grass? Yes. We will be able to. You will be able to. I'm already giving you permission, because in a moment, listen, we will officially open this whole vegetable area and you will be able to use it as much as you want at any time of the day. Well, or maybe not. Well, maybe not you, but during the day, absolutely. Listen, who will cut the ribbon for us here? The children. Which girls are here? Alona? Please. Let's take the scissors from Ludwicek and line up on this side. Please. 1, 2, 3, and at the same time. Not us. I'll be holding it. Yes. Bravo, bravo. Listen. I officially invite you to the herb and vegetable zone. In a moment, we'll also plant beans and peas so that in 3 or 4 weeks you can pick some peas and eat sweet peas. Ever eaten fresh peas right off the bush? My dad has. And have you? You haven't. I ate one. Well, maybe you'll have better luck here. So to conclude, my dear friends, at the end of our meeting, I have invited the president of the Children's Health Foundation, Ms. Jadwiga Ciechutko, for a short conversation, and I wanted to ask her a few questions. The first one, will you be using this vegetable and herb area in the hospital?
Well, this area is like the fulfillment of our dreams. The children will finally have a space where they can relax after rehabilitation. They have grass for that, benches, wonderful herbs, and it's never boring because they can water the plants, try something new, different tastes and smells. There are activities too.
They can even do some weeding?
They can even do some weeding, yes.
That's every gardener's favorite activity. Question number 2. Will this area be useful for the kind of horticultural therapy that the foundation runs at the hospital?
Yes, this is our ideal space for children to benefit from horticultural therapy. Horticultural therapy here is a complementary therapy to the treatment and rehabilitation process. So here children will be able to come down and take part in occupational therapy, not only horticultural therapy but also all kinds of complementary therapies.
I also promised that while conducting horticultural therapy here, during some of the sessions, we will visit this area and plant something new each time. And I wanted to ask you if you know this concept and if you know about horticultural therapy. Let me know in the comments and write if you like this initiative.